So good morning, Ma'am. My topic is all about Mansaka religious beliefs and practices. The Mansaka believes that Magbabaya is God and the source of everything in earth. Mansaka manaog o manaog or manaog, meaning ana is domestic gods, are represented wooden statues standing on a parangka or pedestal. Manaog have a sexes that can be discerned through the sculptures and ornaments on the statues. Offerings are given to the Manaog after rice planting, harvest, and before death. So what is Mansaka means? Mansaka means is people of clearing, or the word Saka refers to the farming field. The Mansaka believe in the saving grace of the Christian God, but remnants of the old religion, as in many ethnic groups, perished. The Mansaka belong to various Christian denominations, often at the same time. So, ang ilahang ritual, ginabuhat nila either indoor or outdoor. So pag indoor, the Balian places rice, wine, chicken, lime, tobacco, and betel nut on a siklat. So siklat kana bitaw kanang square bamboo bitaw nga platform nga nakabitay sa kesame. Iyan na ang siklat. Pag kuan naman pag outdoor, ang ilahang ginabuhat kay magbuhat sila og siklat gamit ang upat ka kahoy na poste na nakaayos na murag Indian tipi skeleton. And ang manaog about 30 cm high is placed near the at the foot of the siklat. Many orders Mansaka still believe that the sickness is caused by supernatural beings, and thus, or story ayon ingon lang bitaw. Tapos og maghatag sila og offering sa ilahang God aron matupad ang ilahang mga kalit nga karamdaman, ang mga ritual ng pagpapagaling na maaring maging pangapog o pinagtagpudor ay pwedeng mabuhat bisag walay pamamagitan sa isang balian. Pangapog binit nut quid is offered to magbabaya sa pinagtagpudor. Pinuputol ang leeg ng chicken para may taboy ang mga kasamaan. The panagtawag is healing ritual conducted by a Balian. The Balian prepare a white-featured chicken, a cooked egg, betel nut, lime, and cooked rice as offerings. Fragrant smoke is stirred up to call attention to the spirits. A piece of wood carved into a human figure is held to the painful parts of the sick person's body as a prayers are uttered. It is believed that the prayers transfer to the illness of the sick of the wooden figure. So, before a Mansaka goes hunting, he sent a pagpangantad or pangantad, meaning a prayer or ampo, to ask for blessings for Magbabaya and the spirits dwelling in the forest. Before and during the hunt, the Mansaka is always cautious of omens. If on the night before a hunt, the hunter dreams that he was given mamaon or betel nut, he is certain that he is certain that he would have a good catch. So, before ang Mansaka mag-hunt, he sent a pagpangantaw or pangantaw, di ba, meaning ana kay prayer, para mag-ask of blessings from magbabaya and the spirit dwelling in the forest. So, before day sila mag-hunt, kanang mag-send sila o kanang prayer para sa blessings sa magbabaya and the spirit dwelling in the forest. To choose an area for tilling, the Mansaka conduct the ritual of bitas. Before clearing the area, the Mansaka conduct a pangantad to ask the spirit for permission for the undertaking. They present ritual offerings to the deity, magbabaya, the tagamaring sultan, or the spirit in the torment lamp, and the tumaaw, meaning spirits in the rocks, to help them have an abundant harvest. Piyagsawitan is the celebration of thinking and sharing in the harvest. The Thanksgiving ritual is offered to magbabaya in the Daragpo and Layuyo, the deities of the harvest. The head of the family tastes and the cook rice first and leads the prayer to magbabaya and the deities to drive away hunger and avoid stomach pains. The host wife serves to the food to guests. After the celebration, the guests are given the padora or food to bring home. Christianity has been accepted by many Mansaka, but it has not totally eradicated the Manaog cult. The Mansaka believe in the saving grace of the Christian God, but remnants of the old religion, as in many ethnic groups, persist. The Mansaka belong to various Christian denominations, often at the same time. In 1973, close to 95% of the Mansaka were Catholics, while also members of the other Christian sects like the Baptism Church or the Jehovah's Witnesses. Christian churches have contributed much to the loss of Mansaka culture and belief systems. Many of the Balian have given up their spiritual practices because their work is often dismissed by pastor and church leaders as the devil's work. Many Mansaka have adopted the Catholic religion due to influence of Visayan settlers. Many have been instilled with the idea that the Mansaka culture is inferior and shameful, resulting in the corrosion of the air. To become Christian, the Mansaka must take away anything that is reminder of their identity as people who are barriers of an evil culture.
Good day everyone. So I am the second representative of this topic. So let us know about the Mandaya tribe history. Mandaya derives from the prefix man meaning inhabitant of, and Daya meaning half streams or half proportion of a river, and therefore means people living upstreams. It refers to a number of groups found along the mountain range of Davao Oriental, Davao Norte, and Surigao del Sur, as well as to their costume, language, and beliefs. Specifically, they are in the hinterlands of the municipality of Mati, Sigaboy, Banibanay, Bato-Bato, Subilar, Tarragona, Manay, Caragan, Lupon, Banganga, Catil, and Buson in Davao Oriental, in the municipalities of new municipalities of Lingid, Hinatuan, Bislig, Magagoy, Barubo, Liangag, Marihatag, Kagawit, and Tagutandag, Cortes, Lanusa, and Carrascal in Surigao del Sur. In 1988, the total number of registered Mandaya was about 33,000, with about 20,000 of them living in Davao Oriental alone. So, kahit saan natin makikita yung mga Mandaya kasi nakatira sila sa iba't ibang lugar. So, other speaker of Mandaya language are the Kamayo and the Bawenyo. Combined population 363 in a year of 2000. Taga-Kaulo 40,000 in a year of 2000. The Muslim Kalagan 70,000 year in 2002. And the Isama of Samal Island recognition of the Isama's Mandaya roots in seen in the 1901 report of the Philippine Commission to the President, which identifies them as a Moro Mandaya Mestizo with a population of 2,000. Group linguistically related to the Mandaya are the Mansaka. So other term of Mandaya is Mansaka. Of the mountain clearance population, 57,800 in a year of 2000. The manggungan of the forested mountain areas, the Pagsaupan, meaning the place where the sun sets, and the Managusan who live in the headwaters of the Arugans River. Mandaya tribe history. The origin of the Mandaya may be traced to the Indonesian who came to the Philippines in a series of immigration waves from 3000 to 500 BC, intermarried with the native women, and begot the Manobo of Eastern Mindanao. The Malays who immigrated to the Philippines between 300 to 200 BC, through Palawan and Mindoro, intermarried with the Manobo and begot the Mandaya. This Malay-Manobo union theory is based on similarities in ethno-linguistic patterns and the weaving technologies of the Mandaya and some Indonesian groups. The Chinese came in the 13th century and through intermarriage contribute further to the racial development of the Mandaya. So, sa pamamagitan ng pagpunta ng Chinese is papakasal sila para lumaki ang kanilang population, ng Mandaya. Then, this Mandaya is only found in Philippines only, maybe. It means the Mandaya tribes like in portion of a river there was more people like in Mandaya. And also called indigenous peoples, IP for the short. The Mandaya or Mansaka, one of famous for their distinctive cushion or ornamentation. And Mandaya was so creative because their costume, tie-dye and textile, and also Mandaya full of yummy kakanin. So may mga kakanin silang may iba't ibang nagagawa silang kakanin na masasarap. Saka makikita naman natin yung mga gamit nila, yung mga damit is full of color, mga textile, ganun. And dito na ako magtatapos. Thank you.
So, Depiction of Mandaya on Raft by Montano, 1884. So, another theory is that Lay Calaban was the original group. They captured and intermarried with the Austronesian-speaking natives to produce the Mandaya, Mansaka, and Taga-Kaulo. As the need of the Proto-Calaban for imported iron and bronze goods increased, their slave raiding activities extended along the coastal region, which is the north and the south of their original Calagan settlement. So the split of the Proto-Calagan into two groups, which is the river-bound Mandaya, or which also known as Mangalagan, and the seafaring Calagan occurred with some Calagan converted into Islam to continue selling captives and slaves to Muslim Maguindanao. So those who remained Mandaya were those who refused to convert Islam and abandoned their native religion. So sometime during this Islamization process was broke out between the Mandaya group led by Gansa and the Calagan group led by Isay Inang. So this settled the dispute with a Dianday or peace pact, a ritual in which a leader or the two groups each held one end of the rattan strip, cut the strip in the middle, arrived at the agreement through dialogue, and promised to honor their word. So slave raiding continued, but the Mandaya avoided living in coastal settlements where they could be raided anytime by the seafaring Calagan. So the two groups meet only at the appointment places at times to transact business, And the Mandaya sold their biyag or captives to the Kalagan, who by then had taken on the role of the middlemen, selling these human commodities to slave markets, first in Bukuan and Cebu, and later in Maguindanao. So the Mandaya's northern bound expansion was impeded by the Surigao Noon or the Kinaranchao people, but they continued to raid coastal town of Surigao, Leyte, Samar, and the Bicol region. So especially when they started trading slaves with the Maguindanao Noon and participating in the Spanish-Moro Wars as vassals of the Maguindanao Sultan Kudarat. So Spanish invaders encountered the Kalagan in the mid-1500s. So although the White Island of Mindanao eluded Spanish colonial rule until the second half of the 19th century. So before the year 1600, the Spaniards were intercepting ships within their colonial domains. Hence, the nearest slave market left to the Mandaya-speaking slave hunters was Cotabato at the mouth of the Palangwe River, also known now as the Rio Grande, which was wrested by the Islamized Maguindanao. So at the beginning in the 17th century, Spanish colonization slowly expanded south of the Surigao. In 1609, the Spaniards built a fort in Caraga to establish their foothold on the territory and protect themselves against the Mandaya and the Muslim Kalagan, who had allied themselves with the Maguindanao peoples who are against the Spaniards. Caraga would become the old Spanish enclave in the modern province of Surigao. So discovering that the Mandaya could not be forced to dig for gold like the Surigao Noon, so Spanish incorderos and missionaries concentrated their efforts in the gold-rich areas of the Butuan and Surigao. So the non-Muslim Kalagan who refused to become either Muslim or Christian migrated upstream and were also called as Mandaya. So those who migrated farther westwards beyond the mountain ranges were recorded by the Spaniards as Taga-Baloy because they lived in the mountains of Balu.
Good morning, ma'am. I am Raidel Baral, the next reporter, and my assigned topic was the way of living of the Mandaya people. The Mandaya originally thrived on pangayam or hunting, fishing, and gathering wild forest products. The main economic activity of the Mandaya is kaingin or Sweden farming. Their main crops include rice, aglay or job steers, tubers like the wakag or tare, banana, langka or jackfruit, tube or sugarcane, gipas or cotton, and abica. Galas or clearing the fields starts after the appearance of the stars known as payo-payo or puyo-puyo in November. The members of a Mandaya community share their labor and services as a matter of course. The Al, Luyon or Aruyon or Pasulong in Isama is a system whereby all the members of a community help to clear one another's hillsides and fields for farming. The party who contracts the labor of the others provides the food and wine. The one who owns the biggest clearing and produces the richest harvest is called the Sap-Anon. Asuganon is someone who elects to reside with his kin as a volunteer worker. The Mandaya also practice bulig, in which everyone in the community not only participates in the work but also contributes to the feasting which follows. Traditionally, a part of the harvest is given to the datu, who apportions it among his own family and the needy and helpless, such as widows, orphans, the disabled, and the disease-stricken. Men cleared and plowed their fields, into which they thrust devil sticks, while the women almost simultaneously dropped the rice seeds into the holes. The catch from hunting and fishing supplies additional food for the Mandaya. Fishing in the river is done in groups so that each person guide the fish into the bantak or bamboo traps with a stick. Bird litag or trap is constructed by applying a kind of glue to the bare limbs of trees.